schizophrenic, night walking, prescription popping, cola fiend. Opposite poles of a failure's not an option. Refrigerator magnet, get my news from another planet. Ignoring static on the local channels doesn't sit well with the powers that be. Used to get high on the hit list, maintained by hypocrites and hypnotists. Their hook, line, and sinker splash conclusions clashed with my break from reality dash delusions. So I checked out, got connected with pyramid power. Now my guru's an alien Babel's tower. I speak in tongues and shame on me. I blow smoke rings instead of gas. The answer used to be smoke more grass. Now it's a matter of sitting on my ass, writing stupid poems all night. Gotta write about garden gnomes. They're out to get me, I'm paranoid. It's down on paper, I'm certified. Got to meet expectations, shape my tarnished reputation, maintain my station in a hierarchy of mad artists. Oh, gotta write about garden gnomes. They're out to get me, I'm paranoid. It's down on paper, I'm certified. Got to meet expectations, shape my tarnished reputation, maintain my station in a hierarchy of mad artists.
To the architect of this catastrophe, troglodyte from the concrete jungle, usurper of the hard-earned sweat on my brow, exploiter of these calloused hands. I'll say it loud and pronounce it clear. I will not bow or kneel at your feet. To the master of fraud and coercion, constructor of falsity's neighborhood. Your rambling mind, like rancid wine, was never welcome at my table. You've overstayed your welcome and run up tab you cannot pay. To the draft dodging jailbird playing war, taking food from mouths of the poor. You gold digging creature, planting discord seeds in the streets. We got a number for you, 8647. To your friends in ivory towers, counting on you to fill their coffers. We say, get your hands out of my pockets, stick to building and blowing up rockets. To the greatest crook in chief of all time, blasphemy will get you nowhere. Heaven's gates are boarded up, you'll have to settle for prison bars. There is no pardon waiting all across this land. Freedom makes it stand. The rising tide of disapproval rejects your maelstrom of hate and division, not the foundation of any religion. As hypocrisy rules the halls of justice, so comes the voice of truth. It's a struggle of madness versus reason, honor versus treason, and you will never win. There is no magic pill, we show our faces, lift our voices. We will not let our country burn. Every deed of malfeasance, we meet with staunch defiance. This is not a game, it's a fight for our survival. A nation on the brink needs ration and compassion. If you think we're going no way, have another drink of your Kool-Aid.
I summon the dregs of my strength, been down in this barrel before. My mind is atop, I'm dizzy with poison spiked brew. a moody type, gets my feathers in a ruffle when you drag me down in the ditch with you. I told you before, I ain't one of those guys who buys dime store lies. Don't take my news sitting down. The word is out, there's a criminal in town. Calls himself sheriff, surrounded by a pack of treasonous clowns, climbing on anyone to get to the top. They've turned off the lights to wallow in darkness, stripping us bare to the bones of our rights. If this was a nightmare, it would be alright. Something to wake up from, but it's a train wreck, and that's, well, pure hell. To them, climate change is a hoax. Drill, baby, drill. Flip the bird at the concern. Selling public lands is the master plan. The sky used to be blue, the water safe to drink, the air healthy to breathe. What else does one need? Food, shelter, clothing, a job with decent wages. Why not affordable healthcare? Why not the right to stand on the corner and scream? I think I'm getting my second wind, I can almost stand again. But there's a stench in the air, the leftover scent of red skin. Or at least two, they're wearing Kevlar vests, but those can't stop my words. I dot my eyes and cross my T's for maximum effect. So share these words if you can't dare to wear them on your sleeve. Humanity needs a new way forward, a fresh trail we must forge. Now I am no one's hero, just another face in the crowd. But one thing's for certain, together we're fucking loud.
In the dwindling hour, a moment of silence curdles the air. That moment before her scream, Lady Liberty's dream, shattered on the rocks of anarchy. The spilled chalice of democracy, its last dregs of the vine, a stain on the floor, the blood of history no more. A note on the door, a fiction starving the poor, a religion scorching the earth to line the pockets of rocket building ghouls and idolaters grifting. Me this and me that. Dream up schemes to redraw the map, execute the order, set the house on fire, stand in the ashes, revel in the deed. Who needs a palace? It's a long way up from here. But we've built bridges before, won wars, battle scars and all. We've scaled mountains and sailed the seas. We know in our hearts, liberty's not free. The cost of the future is commitment, sacrifice, compassion and love. Don't give up on tomorrow. Fight like hell to combat the spell. Flood the zone with truth, expose the madness. Ride the tsunami, carry your message to the land. Don't be sad, we have each other, sister and brother, united. A steam-rolling freeway bowling, mass of humanity, headed in the same direction, ready to assault the bastions of insanity and corruption. Yeah. But we've built bridges before, won wars, battle scars and all. We've scaled mountains and sailed the seas. We know in our hearts, liberty's not free. The cost of the future is commitment, sacrifice, compassion and love. Don't give up on tomorrow. Fight like hell to combat the spell. Flood the zone with truth, expose the madness.
Never-ending TV screen batters our brains with atrocities, conditions of pain and eternal strife. The knife of the tyrant's bloody reign, we consume news without a fight. Night after night, in shock and awe, we sleep it off and return to the maw of the daily grind, where we find ourselves miles from the front, the battle lines drawn. So long ago, entrenched in our DNA, we cheer the forces of apocalypse as if that could solve our complicity. From our state of affairs, attention fixed on the smoke emitters, we miss the fact that we're standing on a planet. Our habits are battered and bruised, it doesn't matter who wins the war. We set the board, move the pawns from dawn to dusk. We the pawns sacrificed on the altar of lust, lust for power and untold riches. Do you see the hunger? Do you know the pain? Do you see the displaced? Feel the heat of the flames, now comes the storm, the forest ablaze. The earth quakes, comes a tidal wave, dried up lakes and melting glaciers, polluted streams and rising seas. Night has fallen on the carnage of tomorrow. We burned and hollow, our legacy
you see, does the world owe us a second chance, or maybe a third or fourth or fifth? I lift my head from the mire, looking for answers in the searching eyes of a lost face, to share with them this hallowed ground, to free us from this weight, this maelstrom drowning hopes with hate. As the fog of war surrounds us, hand in hand, let's feel our way to the center of town. Waking neighbors, spread love around. What will break the despot's will? Will it take a billion prayers? How many faces to mend our wounds projected on this earth? When will this neglect end? And when will we lay our weapons down? Wrap our arms around each other, come together and defend the planet. Share this tiny dot in space. Can the world ever become a welcome place? For every living creature, it's not a far-fetched notion. Let's stop this incomprehensible commotion and pull the plug on the idiot bots rife with obnoxious news. Choose a future somewhere bright by changing the way we approach today. Dawn always breaks the chains of night and lights, but a dream yearning to be free. Yeah! Do you see the hunger? Do you know the pain? Do you see the displaced? Feel the heat of the flames. Now comes the storm, the forest ablaze. The earth quakes, comes a tidal wave. Dried up lakes and melting glaciers, polluted streams and rising seas. Night has fallen on the carnage of tomorrow. We've burned and hollowed a legacy. Does the world owe us a second chance, or maybe a third or fourth or fifth? I lift my head from the mire, looking for answers in the searching eyes of a lost face, to share with them this hallowed ground, to free us from this weight, this maelstrom drowning hopes with hate. As the fog of war surrounds us, hand in hand, let's feel our way to the center of town. Wake the neighbors, spread love around. Loud! Will it break the despot's will? Will it take a billion prayers? How many faces to mend our wounds projected on this earth? When will this neglect end? And when will we lay our weapons down? Wrap our arms around each other, come together and defend the planet. Share this tiny dot in space. Can the world ever become a space for every living creature? It's not a far-fetched notion. Let's stop this incomprehensible commotion and pull the plug of weapons down. Wrap our arms around each other. Wrap our arms around.
How do I untie this knot in my stomach? The sinew in my neck is about to snap. Hypocrites have invaded my inner sanctum, plastered graffiti on the plates of my ravaged skull. Their guild has clogged my arteries. What is this bitter taste in my mouth? Arsenic for the soul, polluted energy drinks for the masses. The further I get from birth, the colder this man-made prescription for life. Took a shot at the top from the ballot box, not even a near miss. Couldn't get through the quagmire of lies, that gauntlet of obfuscation. From deep in a well of doom and despair, I've read my bone-dry bones, the future dim as candlelight. Rules of the game ever-changing, just playing to stay alive. Each roll of the dice, another trip over the line, and over the cliff we go. I felt the crack of the ringmaster's whip. It's a free-range circus without a tent. The clowns on strike get trampled to death by elephants. The crowd cheers the trainer's trick. My bookie steals the trainer's fig. Henchmen storm my reason, but I'm an artist committing treason. So as this masterpiece dries, I'll stand in this hall where justice once stood. Shake the pillars of war and division back to the dust of ancient bones with art. trainer's trick. My bookie steals the trainer's Vic. Henchmen storm my reason, but I'm an artist committing treason. So as this masterpiece dries, I'll stand in this hall where justice once stood. Shake the pillars of war and division back to the dust of ancient bones with art. Back to the dust of ancient bones with art.
I wanna break down this broken America, the pain in the cracks of its cornerstone. I exercise now the freedom to speak before the words are snatched from my mouth. 250 years, the bastions have held the moorings of justice, imperfect but true. Now under assault from the enemy within, malfeasance and corruption corroding the foundation of liberty. The pillars of democracy tumble into a sea of confusion, a cataclysm forged by the tyrant's hand. Orders from on high decimate this sacred land. As history unfolds, the past is erased, rights of the people chiseled away. I watch masked men waste students away, prying children from mothers' arms. Armed thugs, no badges, no warrants, disappearing people without due process. The cold hand of cruel oppression bearing down on the opposition. Wait a minute, that's me. That's me. I wasn't born to live this way, writing poems about kleptocracy and dictatorial rule, but it's a money laundering game. Bribes, extortion, coercion, and collusion, all wrapped up in an immunity decision. Steal from the poor with impunity, ignore the courts, look for loopholes in the Constitution, bend the rules till they break. Tell me up is down, this show is run by clowns with daggers in their belts, defacing public lands, defending evil plans with arrogance and indignation. It's a battle to be certain, and it seems that all is lost. The man behind the curtain is a petulant little fool, selling his oppressive rule as the will of Almighty God. But we can see right through him to where there should be a soul. And as we pull back the curtain on this wreck of a puppet show, we'll finally find the puppet master standing with no clothes. Yes, we are the people he seeks to enslave. But this is our country, this is our home, and shame on us if we stand by and let a malignant narcissist treat it this way.
Down this highway into the dawn of another day, the realm in my head clearing from this flight to the moonless night. That cesspool of fear and confusion, of suffocating disillusions, contusions, melting in the morning sun. All through the night, hope just a dream, me alone in this bucket of bolts, wondering if I'll ever get where I'm going, and what will be when I get there. Rises on the land of the free, I see a swarming sea of humanity, kicking up dust, making a fuss, raising the banners high. On the horizon I see the tide rolling in, waves breaking the bones of deceit, truth sprouting into a forest of voices determined to foster lasting peace. Let hypocrisy die on the vine, rape the village no more for every dime of the rich man's fig, a twig of leaves waving in the breeze, the cornerstone of liberty. We the people in unity declare with no hesitation, this is our beloved nation. There is no room for greed, we're out of bed, rattling round in the tyrant's head. We are the powers that be, we just wash this bullshit away. We are this moment, they are the lost. We dwell as the voice of reason, not a batch of whining clowns committing acts of treason.
I'm an ordinary guy, had extraordinary teachers. The best of them were sinners, the rest of them were preachers. A few of them were both, but some of them were neither. Yeah. Extraterrestrials land on my lawn wearing cosmetic personalities, peddling their brand of reality, industrial products of insanity. Once an apprehensive representative of the all-consuming human race, I get my thrills from a credit card bill and a buy one, get one free mentality. Yeah, the deterioration of the situation requires immediate examination. I'm a blind-eyed buying organism, hypnotized by capitalism. What else could go wrong? Need to find a little sobriety. Trapped in a tree with society, waiting to take my Rorschach test. Invest in some sessions with the medicine man. There's a voice inside, thinking out loud. Gotta sweep the mess from this cluttered nest. Time to exit the lights on stage, disengage from the crowd. Cause it's preoccupation with sensationalism and enthusiasm for the ultimate orgasm of exemplary revolutionary ways. I'd say to kiss our asses goodbye, and I won't help the situation with all the political orientation. Got to keep the constituency in line, dine on the weak, prey on the poor. Illiteracy the best weapon of war. Read my lips, they'll sink your ships. Warring nations and space stations, we're pawns in the race for supremacy. The superintendent of dependency, circulating counterfeit currency. Time to file for bankruptcy. The administration of ambiguity, in violation of its own regulations, preaches the mantra of uncertainty, assaulting bastions of tranquility, poetic injustice. In this jurisdiction of addiction and sensitivity to vague publicity, the casualties of countless convictions casually sip the poison elixir. I'm getting a buzz, rape, plunder, pillage, burn. The thunderous bolt of lemmings and bow in a headlong rush toward heaven, beseeching me to follow, but they give such poor directions. Ignoring the situation has many implications. The scenery just can't handle the machinery, so I'll be a grain of sand in the cards of subjugation. Make my stand on this beach with all my friends, with this accumulation of cooperative minds. Hectic times sometimes seem surmountable, still we must stand accountable for conditions we leave behind. Can't put them on a charge card. We live in an age of discovery, but recovery's down the line. We're searching for a new philosophy when it stared us in the face. We have one planet to inhabit, it's fallen into ruination. If we don't find a way to share it, we'll find we're just an alien race in a hostile environment. We have one planet to inhabit, it's fallen into ruination. If we don't find a way to share it, we'll find we're just an alien race in a hostile environment. They're coming to get me, I tell no lie. I'm a full-fledged supporter of the other side. I guess time will tell if I rot in hell, or if this brimstone vest is just a test of crime. They say, speaking my mind, standing tall in this maelstrom of lies, breaching the layers of obfuscation of smoke pull up my ass. When all I wanted was a token of truth, not brute force idiocracy, a chainsaw wielding autocracy. Do you see what I'm trying to say? If you are dismayed by popular rule, not the golden rule, just rulers of gold, assaulting the bastions of veracity, cheating at Monopoly, hiding the dimes behind layers of crime. Then here is a gospel verse you can take to the bank, sub to reverse the malfacets afoot. Deep in the well of illusion, in the boardrooms of the chosen few, they're counting the dollars you spent, trying to pay your feed the family, avoid a full-fledged calamity. It's time to let them know who really runs the show. Let the glutton starve on your anger, dream nightmares born of your retribution. Make them walk the gauntlet of mirrors, let them taste bitter tears, panhandle the street for a slice of bread. Let them rue the moment they invaded your brain. Read them their rights, cause it's the right thing to do before locking them up with the muck of the world, as the pillars of hypocrisy crumble from the weight of our poverty. Though we the people may stumble when we shout from the mountaintop, never, we mean we will not let democracy die. As long as we remain humble, truth is the sword we raise to the sky, justice the shield we bear into battle, honor the banner we carry inside.
I'm Ramsey, and I paraphrase, separate state from economy. It's government rules and regulations that produce monopolies. Depressions, recessions, mountains of debt, crimes without victims. Say what you will about his bitter pill, don't agree with her philosophy. Not sure I do either, but one thing's for certain, I could throw a stone and find the bones of a society chewed to dust by the powers in their towers. Not a tear shed for the women waiting at water's edge, mourning their men now lying dead on some foreign field. I spared the village such grief by staying alive, though I died 1,000 deaths while escaping the womb. To crawl in the sewers right with royal shit, there I found the sacred herb, fell into her spell, became a libertine with the taste for anything that drowned out the noise of church bells bellowing and cannons pealing of the paternal annihilation in my mind. But most of all, I lost myself in a blur of self-denial, bludgeoning my body, mind, and spirit with every abuse known to man. Obliviousness my cure, every time the pain tore at my flesh with its razor teeth. I climbed into my shadow, watched the world go by, the illusion in my mind sanitizing the scene of hubcaps flying by, of corpses up and down the street, smells shackled to the food chain, just living so they can die. Chickens with our craniums in the dirt, meanwhile the stalks clamp around my neck, me higher than a kite, the fall of a whip driving the point home, only the bliss of unconsciousness to deliver me from my grave. As I rose from the dirt, the foggy day, nothingness swallowed me whole. I headed to my dealer for a bag of fungal illusion, unable to bury myself alive. I taught myself to fly. Over the years I've soared, watching the rich devour the poor, the grease slipping through loopholes in the law. Eventually I realized I was playing their game, a game with rules written just for me. Ever since then I've been looking for ways to upend the apple cart, to escape their immolation, assembling the experience of a lifetime treading back roads. I loosed the dragon's men along the way, rose from the ashes a rekindled flame, restored the land desecrated by the man, followed the wind to where I stand. Now I wasn't born for the pearly gates. Earth is my fragile home. As for the maniacs that run show, God's in their minds, the not in mine. They may get their way, but the tighter they embrace the cabal sacrilegious dogma, polluting the earth to the very end. Their souls slip away, staining the soil where they lie. Unable to crawl through the needle's eye, the loophole closes.
Has gone from simmer to boil, broth spills over and into the flames. We watch the stew from our disarray, knowing tonight some will go hungry. On the streets of the city, masked men descend, tearing at the fabric of community, waging war on tranquility. Peaceful protest just a flea on an elephant is starting to get sticky in the trenches. Judges on park benches ogling pigeons instead of protecting the public from the crooked arm of the law. What's to say when there is no check? When the world is out of balance, are we to sit on our hands and watch liberty burn? Gold leaf on palace walls, a reminder to all that freedom's not free while we have to scrounge for a slice of bread. Rich men laugh as we teeter on the brink of existence. It's no wonder there's chaos in the streets. Begging for alms is a full-time job. Morning, noon and night, the fire rages as the powers in their towers gorge themselves on the lifeblood of others. But it's all just a logical fallacy, an appeal to illicit authority. You see, we the people won't sit on our hands and watch our freedom burn. We're stirring the pot like it or not, feeding the hungry, clothing the poor, lifting the spirits of the oppressed. Nothing means more to us than living a life that is free. And this dictatorial bastardization of our home, our beloved nation, will never stand the scrutiny of history's watchful eye, of a people banded together, standing up for each other, voices raised in a harmony that will never fade, that will never die.
Here in the age of plutocracy, oligarchy and kakistocracy, malignant narcissistic personality disorder rules the land. The soup du jour, revenge. And television's got a rotten too. Every channel with burned out news. Cracks in the airways getting old, and the movie's just begun. The mockery burden like pillagers of rationalities. Mental gyration of manifestations, reaching the last bastions of liberty. Draining blood from now poison wells. Freedom's nightmares blossoming as leaflets flood of confusion. Illusions, a propaganda parade promoting blindness, offering sand to bury our heads. Smoke obscured mirrors. The sheriff clown has stolen the showdown, knowing he's frightened the daylights out of the crowd. Rearranging the map, rename the stars, why not? Electric cars in the scrapyard, where the strong man's deceit for reason. Treason's mad, so wears a junk food tattoo. Sucking holy water for some hair of the dog. In the snowdrifts of January's grimace, the emperor's dark shadow casts over the land. The pale ghost of an oath, no promise but retribution. Earth slips over the edge into the abyss of orchestrated cacophony. Sledgehammering bastions of liberty, chunks of freedom crumble to dust on cornerstones of democracy. Swastikas and the Southern Cross, a Southern Cross, a Southern Cross of dawn. The mockery burn like pillows. And the movie's just begun. The mockery bird, the mockery just begun. The mockery bird like pillagers of rationalities, mental gyrational manifestations, leeching the last bastions of living blindness, leeching the last bastions of liberty.
chunks of freedom crumble to dust on cornerstones of democracy, swastikas and the Southern Cross. Assault the air where the red, white, and blue once flew in the wind. Free as a well filled with bird harmony. Herds of sheep, wool, and cattle, chattel in the palms of those who sleight of hand. Pilfers the larders of the working man and woman, those paying the price for ivory towers. Cowering in fear they'll be the next statistic, lying on the cold, cold street. Here where down is up and doing right is wrong. Here where you are you and I am just the enemy. For every turn of phrase claiming hate can save the day, there lies a seed, germinating, contemplating how love can turn the tide. It's true, the road to Hades runs both ways, but for the train wreck of your venomous soul to reach the pearly gates, you'll have to practice what the good book says. Cause when you blaspheme scripture from the ash and fires of hell, your words may reach the damned, but they'll never save your soul from yourself.
Through countless struggles and tribulations, I'm standing on the bridge in Selma, Alabama, sipping ale at the Stonewall Inn. I'm a seamstress locked in a sweatshop, a woman with no voice screaming as loud as I can. I'm that man on the picket line walking in circles. I'm the hippie with a peace sign at Kent State. I'm the lady at the front of the bus. I'm the lady boycotting the bus. I'm guiding slaves from south to north. I'm looking down the barrel at Gettysburg. You think I've given up by now? The sea just keeps on rising. One step forward, two steps back. Don't know whether I'm laughing or crying. The sin of this great debacle lies with the saints of superiority, those God-fearing hypocrites teaching kids to hate. It seems I've been outnumbered, I have to use my wits. Shuffle the deck and play the hand that's dealt. I'm all in on the river, they can't cast their spell on me. I'm a thorn in the side of autocracy, a keg of powder with a lit fuse. But the bus I'm driving has a seat for all, and when the passengers awake from their nightmares, the dominoes will fall. I'm the man on the picket line walking in circles. I'm the hippie with the peace sign at Kent State. I'm that man you think I've given up, got Gettysburg caught in rock. You think I've been a bust? I'm guiding the bus. I'm guiding slaves from south to north. I'm looking down the barrel at Gettysburg. You think I've given up by now? The sea just keeps on rising. One step forward, two steps back. Don't know whether I'm laughing or crying. The sin of this great debacle lies with the saints of superiority, those God-fearing hypocrites teaching kids to hate. It seems I've been outnumbered, I have to use my wits. Shuffle the deck and play the hand that's dealt. I'm all in on the river, they can't cast their spell on me. I'm a thorn in the side of autocracy, a keg of powder with a lit fuse. But the bus I'm driving has a seat for all, and when the passengers awake from their nightmares, the dominoes will fall.
Struggle to find words capable of filling the void, or a phrase that captures the danger afoot.
Is there a syllable alive with the power to meet the occasion? Add up your crypto, maybe that's enough. Sell it to your richest friends. Hawk Teslas on the White House lawn. Jerk the stock market up and down. Feed the rich, starve the poor. That's how Jesus would have done it, right? Free the violent, jail the meek. That's how this feud gets settled, of course. Charge admission to the land of the free. Chop down its trees while you're at it. Pump the sky full of gasoline fumes. Slash and burn the halls of justice. Go on a rampage, unleashing masked men, dishing helpings of fear. Conducting wordless searches, the soup du jour with a zero-calorie return policy. This maelstrom of inhumanity has reshaped the landscape into an unrecognizable sea of ruthless decay. The powers that be in goose step, lining their pockets with caviar futures, the oligarchs of today. Tarnishing the foundations of freedom, etching the truth away. This isn't the biggest, most beautiful poem. It isn't the greatest, it isn't the best. It isn't even close to being enough. Words come in spurts, and the only one left that comes to mind at this moment in time is treason. Free the charge admission to the land of the free. Chop down its trees while you're at it. Pump the sky full of gasoline fumes. Slash and burn the halls of justice. Go on a rampage, unleashing masked men, dishing helpings of fear. Conducting wordless searches, the soup du jour with a zero-calorie return policy. This maelstrom of inhumanity has reshaped the landscape into an unrecognizable sea of ruthless decay. The powers that be in goose step, lining their pockets with caviar futures, the oligarchs of today. Tarnishing the foundations of freedom, etching the truth away. This isn't the biggest, most beautiful poem. It isn't the greatest, it isn't the best. It isn't even close to being enough. Words come in spurts, and the only one left that comes to mind at this moment in time is treason. Raised with the concept of right versus wrong etched into my brain. There were consequences for venturing down the path of evil, for telling lies, stealing, being mean, acting like I own the world and no one else matters. Now chaos comes to rule the roost, and with it, every sin in the holy book. Let's start with greed, a president lining his pockets on the public time, stealing dimes from hungry children, lining walls with his idle gold, the skim hidden beneath crypto schemes. He's nothing but a man with a stupid red hat and an endless stream of grift and dreams. But I should have started with lies. This shit's so thick, even flies are affected. As a weaver of upside down reality, this fabricator of nuclear fiction has an addiction to the almighty fib. With his cock and bull stories rolling off the tongue like sewage through the system, you won't catch this deceiver in a truth hood. Then there comes his arrogance,
Pride, a deadly sin, leads to a lot of promises broken, with nary a sense of accountability. When a man admits no wrong, there's naught but flaws about him. This one thinks he's walking on water, while cursing the world for wet shoes. I can't forget malice, there's a palace full of it in Washington, D.C. When you hate everyone like this one does, the core rots in a stench like never experienced before, spreads out over the land. I could write a poem about the 7 deadly sins. After all, he's committed them all, the 10 commandments and the laws of nature. Rest assured he's broken them too, but I think I'll leave it at this. If you think I'm being cruel, well, let's just say I'm being honest. And sometimes the truth hurts. We the people deserve better, right? Well, here's the sad, sad reality. If you voted for him, you voted for this. So good luck trying to justify that to your children.
The conundrum we face, and I do mean we, is how to save ourselves from ourselves. Some card-carrying members of planet Earth have barred the windows and clubhouse doors. Speaking of which, who put up all these fences and gates? Some folks don't even have a roof. Then there's one Joe set of furniture, sourced from the rainforest, pillaged and burned. Resource of rape, say what you will. Seeds of destruction sprout in any soil. We've gotta take what you want, society, leave the mess for the next generation mentality. When guile and coercion don't work, there's brutality. When earth gets in the way, bulldoze it. Just yank the rug from underfoot, shake it till fertilizers, fungicides and insecticides fly. The first one to sneeze is the first one to die. Don't drink the water and you'll be fine. Or maybe start acting like you give a damn. Think about the planet, man, woman and child. It's not really such a wild idea, sharing the earth with sincerity, honesty, generosity, and compassion. It's not just fashion, it's a matter of clarity. It's that we hold a few keys to the destiny of humanity. Destiny of humanity. Of humanity. When there's one Joe's set of furniture, sourced from the rainforest, pillaged and burned. Resource of rape, say what you will. Seeds of destruction sprout in any soil. We've gotta take what you want, society, leave a mess for the next generation mentality. When guile and coercion don't work, there's brutality. When earth gets in the way, bulldoze it. Just yank the rug from underfoot, shake it till fertilizers, fungicides and insecticides fly. The first one to sneeze is the first one to die. Don't drink the water and you'll be fine. Or maybe start acting like you give a damn. Think about the planet, man, woman and child. It's not really such a wild idea, sharing the earth with sincerity, honesty, generosity, and compassion. It's not just passion, it's a matter of clarity. It's that we hold a few keys to the destiny of humanity. Of humanity. Of you'll be fine. Don't drink the water and you'll be fine. Or maybe start acting like you give a damn.
not really such a wild idea. Sharing the earth with sincerity, honesty, generosity, and compassion. It's not just fashion, it's a matter of clarity. It's that we hold a few keys to the destiny